So I came out to see this beautiful sight when I got to my garden today. I think I have like 7 sunflowers, and these 2 bloom second. That one over there is starting to open up. Anyway, back here in this corner, I planted 3 little baby zucchini plants, or seeds. Now they're babies. And here's an eggplant. Good God, all you can see is my shadow. Okay, yeah, there's my eggplant, little eggplant flowers. This is a Black Beauty eggplant. And I have random peppers. That's a bell. That's a jalapeno. Yeah, and then here's another jalapeno. And then this is spaghetti squash. Squash is the hardest thing to grow in this Texas garden. The squash bugs kill them all before they make anything. But every year I'm getting better at it. I'm going to plant some more spaghetti squash plants here. I transplanted my nasturtiums from the shady back end of my garden over to where they get more sun. I think they're happier. They already are. This lettuce is reseeding itself. The garlic, I let it die without harvesting it. I'm going to see if it will propagate itself. This tomato plant is actually doing great. That's one tomato plant. It's a heirloom beefsteak tomato. I planted about 100 little pepper and eggplant and tomato plants in this garden, and one by one, I would come out and they would be another one would be dead, and I think it was grubs, cutworms. I actually found a cutworm at the bottom of one when I dug it up. This is cilantro that's reseeding itself. And then this is my serrano pepper patch over here, and it's making babies now. I'm very happy about that. And all through this side of the garden I have eggplants. Here I put an arch in my garden. It was a $20 cattle panel from Dennis's farm store. And then the stakes here were $5 a piece, and so the whole thing cost me $40. My son set it up, my son Jonah, and then I did it for these sweet potato vines to be climbing up. Otherwise, the vines take over my garden, and so I planted sweet potatoes at both bottoms, and they're climbing up pretty well. I have to guide them a little bit every time I come out. Here's the way I get in my garden. I couldn't afford to build a fence or a gate, and so I just step over it with this chair to help me not lose my balance. Anyway, here's 2 zucchini plants. I had a whole patch here. I guess they don't live very long, and I pulled up the dead ones that were over here. I planted nasturtium seeds all along here. I had planted peas here, but the peas didn't produce anything and died. It was not a good type to be planting in Texas. I think it was Alaska peas. This is a tomato that I've been, it's a second or third generation of tomato I've been growing from seed I got from an organic tomato at the health food store that tasted really good, and it was grown in Mexico. I'm pretty sure it was a hybrid. It produces different sized tomatoes, but I keep taking the big ones and saving the seeds from them. Okay, and then on this panel I have green beans, and they produced great. They're Blue Lake green beans. That's an heirloom. And here I have the rest of my bell peppers. These are California Wonder bell peppers, and there we go. They are green, but you can let them stay on the vine and get red ones if you want. Here's a close-up on that sunflower that I was trying to show you before. And then here, this sunflower, oh my goodness, it bent over. This was the first one to bloom. Hello, what are you doing? Here, how about you get some help there. Okay, and back here I planted, this is lettuce going to seed. That's lettuce seeds. And back here I planted beets in the shade of the green beans, and the beets loved it. In Texas, they love being in the shade. And then this is my, on this side of the garden, on the other side I have eggplants, on this side I have okra. This is an okra plant. There's an okra that I'm going to harvest. All along this side I have okra, and then in this patch I have cantaloupe. I think they're I can never remember the name of the cantaloupe, but they're small and they're sweet. And I also threw a packet of wildflower seeds back here. And let me see if I can get you a picture of the oh yes, here they are. Those are the wildflower seeds, and they have these frilly leaves. And here's this tomato that I came out today. It's dead. It didn't die like the other tomatoes and peppers. The leaves just turned brown instead of the whole thing wilting, which is what happens with a cutworm. So I don't know what killed this, but I'm gonna have to start some more plants from seeds, because this one is a marriage big brandy, and they call it marriage because it's a cross between a brandy wine and something else. And I love the tomatoes. I like the flavor, and they're huge, and they're just these incredible shapes of tomato. They're not round. They're more like a pumpkin. Oh, hello. My cucumber vine, look what it did. Hello. This is the Hokus Gherkin, and it took a long time. Oh, that's a watermelon. Yeah, I planted watermelons over here in this center, and then on this side, that's patches my, over here is, I planted among the sweet potatoes, I planted the Hokus Gherkin tomatoes on this end, and on the other end I planted French cornichons, and the French cornichons produced right away and lots. I'm going to grow those again. I'm really happy. Also in here I have, let me see how I can step in here. There's a lot of weeds, but what I do is I pull the grass first, and then I get to these kind of weeds later, because they don't spread so bad as the grass, so they're not as much of a priority to pull. Oh, look at this. This is an ancho pepper. So in this side I have ancho peppers, and I also have, planted carrots here in this patch. And there's another marriage big brandy. So I got 4 kinds of tomatoes. In this side I have marriage big brandies. Back here I have, I don't know if, yeah, there's one that's alive. This kind of tomato is San Marzano, which is kind of like a aroma. but it's from the town of San Marzano, Italy. And then over here I have the beefsteaks, and then here, around here, I only have this surviving one from the seeds I'm propagating, and this little thing that doesn't want to grow. That might be it. When they don't grow like that, I think that's what happens when you get some Roundup in your garden, which I think happened when I bought some a bag of combination cow mulch and tree mulch, other mulch, and no, I think it was compost and cow manure. And if you do that, I bought it at I think Home Depot. If you do that, the cattle are the cow poop, the manure is got glyphosate in it, and then so then after I applied that, this happened a lot. I'd plant a tomato and it wouldn't grow. I mean, that thing's been here since like March or April, you know, and this is June. It's not growing. Okay, so I think that's it on my garden. Yep, all right.